A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. We're presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. And we're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Mitch was getting his headphones, so I just thought I'd give a shot at it. How'd I do, Mitch?
Hashtag Radio Pro, my friend.
Hey, I'm working at it.
No, like it's been a year now.
Can you believe
it? A year, yeah, a year plus. We were actually just talking about it behind the scenes. How like the first couple weeks were like a good learning process for all of us.
Oh,
right?
For sure.
Right, to get to know each other. Like we didn't really know each other before we started the show, getting everybody comfortable with their roles and stuff like that. And just like how a year later, it's like astronomical how things have changed in a positive way for all of us.
Isn't it wild to look back? And yes, like we didn't have like a meet and greet before we just went live.
We didn't do a mock show, which a lot of people do. Like we didn't do anything.
Our first 2 weeks or what, like I mean, it might have even been longer. We didn't have video.
Right.
Like we didn't see each other. So we literally just heard each other's voices and we're just like, all right, let's do this thing. It was awkward to say the least at the beginning of the show, because I'm just like, I hear you, I don't even see you. Let's figure this thing out. And y'all were dealing with like a toddler in this space. I was over there just trying to figure out, I mean, how to gamble, how to speak. So there were a lot of things I had to learn, and I feel like we're in a good place now.
Well, speaking of, and I know we'll get there at some point. Now ESPN, do you see that breaking news that DraftKings is their official like gambling partner site? Like, if we haven't learned enough of all this ridiculousness with gambling in sports, like I feel like this is so tone deaf of you, even if it's true that they did come up into this deal with them. Like, don't you like bury that on a Friday at 4 p.m.? Like, who's coming out with the press release that ESPN has a new gambling partner? Like, so dumb.
Right? It's like, why does that even need to be like a headline? And it's just wild too, where like the people that are paying for the NFL, like paying for the TV rights and all of that, have gambling rights to those things. It's like, all right, here's all the bets coming in. They call up a team and they're just like, hey, like we can't lose. Like if y'all don't cover this spread, we're gonna lose our shorts this week.
Crazy.
Yeah, make sure something happens. I mean, there is too much conflict of interest whenever you have the TV deals betting, like have like betting apps associated to sports leagues. I just don't understand it. Maybe we can dive into more of that tomorrow in our business ethics segment, because that gets me heated up.
Yep. Well, speaking of getting heated up, I know Matt LaFleur just spoke, and I don't know if this is breaking news or not because it's kicker news, and all kicker news is breaking news, but I don't, it's still kicker news.
Okay.
Both kickers are kicking. Both kickers are still kicking in practice. Both kickers are still on the active roster. Like, when in the history of the NFL has a team had essentially, and listen, if McManus is hurt, that's a whole different story. But they're telling us he's okay. And you're going forward with two healthy kickers. That's not a thing that exists on earth, is it, Mace?
Not on the active roster, no. I mean, it would make sense. You have a practice squad guy, and if you need them, you elevate them up, and they have to get the reps and they have to get work in. But I mean, if they are literally in team reps, like splitting time or like both getting reps in practice, like that feels odd to me, especially with what McManus is getting paid. Like, if he is hurt, if he's not like fully healthy, then just IR him for 4 weeks. Like they could have done that, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, and he would have been healthy and back here, by after this Eagles game. So that seems strange. I don't get it. Obviously, that never happened when I was there. We had practice squad guys once those practice squad rosters got expanded. But yeah, it's a strange world we're living in right now, where a roster spot can be given to another specialist that's not even going to play in a game.
Tommy, how you feeling about 2 kickers on the active roster? Oh, hold on. Say it again.
I said, well, my mic's not on right there.
Oh,
I knew
nice,
that
perfect.
from the jump. But
Nailed it.
yeah, honestly, what I don't understand, like, they also have the pathway player, McNamee, right? Like, they just have all the kickers in the world.
All of them.
Mason, is kickers like quarterback? Like, if you have 2 of them, you don't have one of them type thing?
Ooh.
Jeez.
Wow. Tommy.
Is that headphone drop? I don't know.
That's
obviously like it's just it's very strange. And honestly, like in that kicking position, like I do think there's something about knowing and like the confidence that like this is your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna go out there. It's all on you. It's your job to go out and have success. Whenever you have another person in the building and you're like, am I healthy? Am I not? There's a lot of questions. I just feel like the confidence in that space can kind of waver a little bit. So I don't like it just from an optics practice, kind of operation standpoint. So it's interesting that's happening. And I mean, they're going to have to make some moves. Did they officially put Tucker Kraft on IR?
Yes. Yeah, they did that. They brought Wiley up.
And they brought, they brought a guy up. Okay,
Mosby got activated as well on the defensive side of things.
Okay.
And I think, but there's still
so
right
like
now,
if Asante Samuel comes in, does that mean that they get rid of?
They've got to do something, right?
I mean, yeah, they got to get rid of somebody. Or like, are they still short a player? I know they've been kind of not carrying a full roster the whole season at times.
Which you can't do. You can't, like, I know 53 is more than like 12 in the NBA or 24 or 25 in Major League Baseball, but it's still like, there's a reason, there's a science to this, right? There's a reason, there's a science to building your roster. And in no one's science, Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, Pascal, all of them, none of them have 2 kickers in their science.
No, that doesn't compute scientifically for sure, or Isaac in any kind of math.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand it. It's weird. I appreciate it, honestly, though, whenever we did have a practice squad kicker, because they could do kickoffs. They could do like some of the other stuff that I didn't really want to do during the week. But I don't know what they're thinking. They got to make a decision there at some point. They're not going to cut McManus, so it has to be Haversick. I am almost surprised they didn't find a pathway to trade Haversick.
I agree.
They got him on the roster. I mean,
even a 7th rounder, right? Whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
John is in Franklin on the Nuclear Law text and talk and text line 414-677-1250. Get your texts in now. What do you think about this Packers roster, this kicking situation? Matt LaFleur also spoke for like 20 plus minutes, so we'll have reaction to all the different things that he talked about. But John, you're in Franklin, first up here on the Mason Crosby Show.
It's a pleasure to be on with you, gentlemen. Mason, I'm not going to tell you anything about kicking or the chemistry of it all, but is it strictly to keep Haversack off another NFC roster? Because am I correct, if they just demote him to the practice squad, can another team take him from us?
Yeah, so like they would have to release him and then let him go through waivers, and then if he was available, sign. But like, again, and again, I do feel like the kicking position is important. What I did for a long time, it's an important spot, but I don't think they should be worried that a kicker is going to go to another team and upset a season, right? Like that kind of thought is not the way that they should be thinking in the kicking position. It is fascinating that they're carrying the 2 kickers. I will say one thing too, John, is you talked about chemistry. So if Haversick is getting some reps in practice, the snap and the hold is different. He might like his ball leaned a little differently than McManus does. So all of those things play a factor if you're splitting reps during practice.
Yeah, I can't remember the team, but I remember a couple weeks ago another NFC team that we might be competing with in the playoff had some struggles and may still be with their kicker. And it would just add a lot of insult to injury if we let this guy go. And I know you can't have 2 on the roster for the rest of the season. I get it. But it just seems like logically to me that could really be the reason.
Yeah, obviously it sounds like, if McManus week to week right now is dealing with this injury where they're just kind of unsure, that's why Haversick is still on the roster, is that, all right, if McManus goes through a week and say on Thursday his quad flares up and it's hurting him, then Haversick is there and available. Again, to have on active roster is at a very it's not normal, right? And again, whenever I had practice squad kickers on the roster, I would not let them get reps with my snap and the normal snap and hold, because I did not want it to mess up that operation. And not saying that that's the case, but it could be part of some of these missed kicks could be because they're splitting reps.
Interesting. Nice insight. There you go. Thanks, John.
Appreciate you, John.
John drops off. You can jump on 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talking.
Mitch, you let him talk you off the high zip. Come on, don't let him bully you on the talking text line.
The talking text line 414 writes in, can someone unzip Mitch's pullover so he can breathe properly? I do enjoy zipping up.
Keep it high and tight.
Wait,
yeah. Keep it high.
I am gonna guess.
All right. Yeah. All right. You know who that is.
I know it is.
Yeah, you do. Scotty Tiffany writes in, didn't McManus insist he'd play the Friday before he was out for a couple of weeks? He was clearly not ready to return. Put him on IR.
Yeah,
right?
I just don't get, like, if he missed 2 weeks, so you could have had him on IR.
Yep.
And he would be back after this Eagles game, right?
And it's not like Haversick kicked poorly. Like, you didn't need to rush McManus back.
That's the thing. It's like, okay,
if
if Haversick went in and it was like, oh gosh, this wasn't a good situation, then it's like, all right, I'm rushing back. I'm gonna play through it. Yes, exactly. You hit it right on the head. I mean, he was doing well, and then you could have gotten 4 weeks out of him and then moved on, because now you're paying him the same amount, and then you could have had a roster spot available for those 4 weeks. But yeah, I mean, they're making those decisions. That's their prerogative, and we'll see what happens.
You know what I will say? Good for Lucas Haversick getting those paychecks.
Oh, good for him.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he's just chilling, doing his
sit
thing.
Back, do your thing. Like, yeah. And then you're inactive on Sundays and you just get to go out there and chill and enjoy a week's pay. It's not a bad deal for him.
Exactly. Ryan Wood, our guy, was at Matt LaFleur as well, talking about going from one injury to another. The Matthew Golden situation. He is limited in practice with the shoulder. Matt LaFleur said they do want to keep finding ways to get him the football. My follow-up to that would have been, Mason, is that just 2-yard slant so he can just fall right down?
Well, that's when did he hurt his shoulder?
Sometimes during was it on the game Sunday, or was it?
I mean, he was playing Sunday, so it had to be at some point during that game. I don't understand.
Dinged up after did he have a little something?
I think he was dinged up.
Yeah.
Can I also air some grievances? Like, I don't want to hear get the ball in this guy's hands anymore on this team. I just don't want to hear it, because like, get the ball in his hands and see what happens. Have we seen anything Matthew Golden has done with the ball in his hands and made anything happen? Have we seen anything get the ball in their hands and anything happen with Savion Williams, with Josh Jacobs, with go down the only player get the ball in their hands and see what happens? That
Tucker
was
Kraft.
He's done for the year.
Yeah.
So again, I don't want to hear, like, they tried, like, Matthew Golden, all they do is draw plays up for him where it's get the ball in their hands and see what happens. Like, he had 3 catches for 4 yards 2 weeks ago. So that's their whole plan, is like average. It's a terrible plan.
Well, did you see those stats week 1 and 2 where they dominated the game? They were I think 11% of their throws were like 0 to 3 yards. Everything else was downfield.
Yep.
And then since then, 3 through 9, I think it's been like over 40% of their throws have been that 0 to 5 yard range.
Yeah.
So like, what happened? Like, why did that change?
So Mason, to me, doesn't that go to identity? Like that they're kind of lost. Like, I don't think they've developed this identity as a short pass team. I don't think they want to go away. I mean, obviously Jordan wants to throw long. He sometimes does it into triple coverage when he shouldn't, but at least he's trying to do it. I just think they're like at a loss of identity.
No, but I even saw some stuff from last year where it was like Jordan takes like a 5-step drop, 1 hop, and then it's a timing throw, right? Like, just set him up for some of those things because the interceptions that he's thrown it's been him trying to do more, and then he's like super late on the throw and he's just throwing up a prayer. If it's like drop back and you have a route concept, and it's just like I'm gonna drop 3-step, 5-step, and then I'm setting and I'm going. Like those aren't gonna get intercepted as often as the extended play where it's like, oh, all the check, nothing's there, and then I'm just throwing up a prayer.
Right now, the team's identity is to attack other teams' weaknesses rather than, showcase their strengths. That's what it feels like.
Hit it on the head. I've been saying that all along.
Like they're in their head too much about what the other team's doing.
Right. Yeah. Philly, Philly goes out. They're going to pound the rock every game. They're going to run the tush push 10 times a game, right? Like that's their identity. That's what they do. They have a huge offensive line that they're running behind that they're going to lean on and rely on. Whereas Green Bay, they don't think like that. And they are thinking, oh, this is what Philly does poorly. We're going to attack that all week, which is absolutely a part of game planning, but it's not a part of identity. And that's what this team is trying to do week in and week out, is find the weaknesses of the other team rather than showcase their strengths.
That's what we talked to Hirschhorn about, right, on Tuesday. And I was just like, why do you think they don't go hurry up or no huddle more often? And he's like, well, because LaFleur just wants to put a different group out there. He wants different formations all the time. And it's like, but why? Why do you have to show a different formation all the time? Is that creativity, or is that just like you're just throwing paint at a wall, right? Yeah. Like it's like, and then calling it artwork, right? It's like that is not a recipe for success. Like do the same formation 3 times in a row and run 3 different plays. Like then you like break tendencies all over the field.
Right.
But now these guys are out there and they're just like not knowing exactly what route to run. We've talked too much about guys like these young guys not running the right routes, not getting the right depth on a route, not doing the right things. And that's because there's so much information. Dumb it down, let these guys go out there and just play ball a little bit.
I think the fans know this already, Mason, but is this how things looked like they were operating, or that was the direction they were trying to operate with Aaron at the helm, with LaFleur calling plays and coaching?
What's that? They were trying
to it just seems
do a
like
lot of Aaron hated changing hated getting stifled by a formation, right? Or by a personnel group.
But I mean, like even those offensive meetings every week, was it like, hey, we're going to do this because this team is weak in this area? Or was it more like, this is when we're going to implement our offense because we know it can dominate this team no matter what? Like, was it a lot more collaborative with Aaron and with Matt, or was it Matt taking the helm or Aaron taking the helm of the offense?
Yeah, I think Aaron would just combat more of the what was being put out there. So there's always going to be a package that goes in every week against the team, right? Where your game plan specific for that team.
Sure.
But everything you have to have evergreen stuff where it's just this is the stuff that they have to stop. If they stop that, then we adjust to this next thing, right?
But this is what we want to impose, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that's when they have had little success in this season. Again, let's take a breath. They're 5-2-1. They're fine right now. But when they haven't done well against some of these teams that we expected them to, I feel like they were playing towards that team instead of just saying this is what we do well. You have to stop us, and we're going to come at you every second of every play.
Do we know what this team does well on offense?
Well, they score points. I was looking at all their numbers. So Philly is 30th in total offense, but they're number 1 in points scored, which is crazy. They have crazy. 29 points a game, which is wild.
And what do the Packers do well on offense?
Packers are consistently really good at all things. I do think they're good in points. They're good at they're good in total yards. I bet they're top 10 in pretty much every category.
I mean, just at the end of the day,
they're higher in passing than rushing.
Here's the thing, though. Philly's defense is number 1 yards allowed, number 1 points allowed. So this is going to be obviously the toughest test that they've had all season long.
All right, we're going to get back into this Packers conversation at 1:00. Aaron Nagler from Cheesehead TV is going to join the show. We're going to switch things up a little bit right now because J.J. Watt was on with our buddy Pat McAfee, our bestie, Mr. A.J. Hawk himself.
And Mike.
And Big Mike. And Big Mike.
Yeah.
Yep. He just steals all our guests. But J.J. Watt had some comments, some interesting things to say about Wisconsin and the Badgers and whether he's still from the state of Wisconsin or not.
Yeah, and he doubled down, I guess, in a comment to a Twitter post.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
we'll lean into that a little bit.
Absolutely. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. Tommy Wirtz, aka TK, in the house. We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. I'm Mitch Nellis, casually unzipped. No big deal, right, Mace? That's how we do.
Just cash.
That was definitely my mother who told you.
I know who it was.
Definitely
Mommy Tommy. I recognize the number by now. Mace, what are you rocking today? What's your T-shirt of choice?
This is my old ranch, the Shadow.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Shadow Ridge. Yeah.
You and Kevin Costner. Did you watch Yellowstone?
I did. Yeah.
I
didn't watch. I don't think I didn't finish the last season.
It gets crazy.
I know. I got to go back.
Did you want to be a cowboy so bad when you were a kid?
No, I mean, I always wanted to have a ranch, so it was awesome whenever I was able to do that. But didn't really want to be like a cowboy. Yeah,
that's hard.
I did like riding horses, and then whenever we had the ranch, I mean, we were out there whenever during COVID, we pulled calves and did all that. I mean, it was awesome. The kids learned a lot.
That's awesome. At this point, do they learn more by that or going to Jordy Nelson's?
It's probably going to be about the same. Yeah.
Because Jordy Nelson's like fully leaned into it, right? Like exactly. That's his life, right?
Exactly. But yeah, he's, his brother does a lot of that work. So yeah, we honestly though, like on the ranch, the spring we were there, I mean, we learned, the kids learned so much and sadly, like learned about like death as well. I mean, some of these cows didn't make it. It was crazy. So it was, those are wild times. I look back, it was like a crazy time, but there were also some of those experiences that were wild.
Absolutely. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz, and I don't know that he's ever been on a ranch. I feel like he'd probably get along on a ranch. JJ Watt, Pewaukee's own, Wisconsin Badger, Arizona Cardinal. Did he end up with anybody else?
You didn't say Houston Texans.
He was the Texans.
He was the Texan. Yeah. I thought he was just.
Was he with anyone else?
Just skipping the Houston Texans. It's like he gets no love or respect.
CBS.
Were you
Burnley?
Mason,
now he has soccer clubs.
When did he retire? Because there were rumors when he was down with Arizona that like he was going to sign with the Packers for like a year and just like do like.
I mean, he's not Hall of Fame eligible yet. So
yeah, it was 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, so right around that time when you were,
because he'll be a first ballot.
Oh,
guaranteed.
For sure. I wonder what that would have looked like if he had just like his last year, if he had just come to the Packers and if he, because I think he still had stuff left in the tank.
Yeah, like, what was his elbow all messed up?
Yeah,
I feel like he was always hurt. He just had to.
He just plays too hard, man.
Right. I mean,
just plays too hard.
It's
because he was a walk-on.
Right.
Because he was a walk-on.
Tight end. He was a tight end.
Yeah, that's why he's not, giving any money to the University of Wisconsin.
All right, so let's hear this sound, Mr. Tommy.
You own Burnley and Espanol. Why don't you own the Wisconsin football team? I see Willie Compton giving speeches and donating his time and everything over there in Nebraska. You're both red. You're both in the middle of America. You're potentially competing for the same type of players. Feels like you got to step up and maybe sell one of those soccer teams so you can invest directly into Luke Fickell's pockets in that team. Have you thought about that?
We need to play better. Yes, we do. Significantly.
Why don't you go give a speech?
I did. Didn't work.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry.
This is so awkward.
Let's move along.
That was so awkward.
So, JJ Watt not having it with donating money to the UW program, whether it is always or as of right now.
It sounds like it's Fickell specific.
And that's something that when you hear it and he doesn't play into his demeanor, we can't quite capture it, but he is stoned face after that happens. He was not going. Why don't you try to go give a speech?
No fun, no tongue in cheek in that.
No. And he says he went there, it didn't work, and obviously it sounds like he's not going to be throwing money there anytime soon, Mr. Nellis.
I disagree. I think this is a Fickell and maybe McIntosh, but I think this is a specific situation. I think.
But why didn't he though? Like he has power and he has a voice. Like whenever they were trying to just figure out who they were going to hire as a coach, why didn't he step in?
So I think we need more information here because I'm guessing from the way this sounded, JJ Watt was invited to Madison. JJ Watt went to Madison, and JJ Watt was sickened by what he saw in Madison.
Yeah.
And he was sickened by the current regime. He was sickened by the current team. And there's no way he's giving money to the current situation. I think this could be fixed, but I don't think it's under Fickell. And I think there's probably a good chance it's not under Chris McIntosh.
So, and when commenting, someone then commented they will play better if they have money to pay for better players at JJ Watt. JJ then quote tweets it, responds with, "I was a walk-on, brother." So again,
to Mitch's point, yeah, that whenever Mitch like phrases it that way, it's like, okay, like if you look at it from that perspective, like Mitch, you hit it right on the nose. I think that could be what he's saying.
Well, and should these university, like, I wonder how much is CBS paying JJ Watt? Because he's not their A-list guy, right? He isn't the guy who's calling the CBS game of the week. That's Romo, right? Romo is calling that with Jim Nantz every week. And so, again, with the money that university brings in, could they not have given him a general manager or emeritus type position that could have matched that offer to make him involved with this program? If they did or did not make that offer, I don't know. But why couldn't they have an enticing offer for JJ Watt? This is a guy who came back and gave a commencement speech, even though he never graduated from the school. He left early. So
that's a good point.
Again, like, how could they not get an effort out of that to JJ Watt and to prompt this response in which he sounds very angry, Mason?
So do you think then like that's another little kind of, hit on Fickell? Is that like the alumni don't feel like a part of this anymore? Like they're not trying to, bring those guys back and like make them, like, obviously he came back and gave a speech, but he's not happy with, the results of how they're playing. So, man, I'm like thinking now from Mitch's perspective on that comment back, like I was a walk-on, like they found a good player. They didn't have to go and chase him with the money, right? It's like he's in the state of Wisconsin. Found a guy that like came in, was the right type of player.
Well, and he went
someone
to Central
that will
Michigan.
bleed for the Badgers, right?
Yeah, he went to Central Michigan first.
Yeah,
and realized, but always dreamed of playing for the Badgers. Wanted to come back for Wisconsin, but had to do it. Had to work for it.
Was delivering pizzas for a time in Madison, I think, at the beginning when he was a sophomore or whatever.
Brothers, Glass Nichols,
something like that. I don't remember what it was,
Glass
but
Nichols, so
I mean,
good.
even Jonathan Taylor, who is probably the favorite for Offensive Player of the Year, Badger alum, was a 3-star, right? Like this is not something that the Badgers necessarily have always recruited well or haven't always recruited well. At the top end talent of the 4
I don't
and the
think you're
5
always
stars.
going to think, they're not bringing in like the, that top guy every year.
It was a developmental place. Like that's where you went. I remember, Mitch, you remember Josh Oglesby?
Sure. Yep,
he was, I think, the biggest recruit the Badgers ever got. He was from St.
Amazing
Francis.
offensive lineman.
He's right next to Cudahy. And I'm pretty sure he was like a top 10 recruit in the country, but he already was in the Milwaukee area. And then it was like, we'll just get him to go up to Madison. Massive dude. Like those are the guys that have to fall into the Badgers' lap if they are going to recruit the 4 and the 5 stars. But however, like now looking at it, they can't recruit Wisconsin well anymore. So if that was going to be someone that they were able to bring in, Travis Wilson, who's abound right now, I believe had this tweet out that both Indiana and Minnesota have recruited more Wisconsin scholarship athletes this year than the Badgers have. Like that's a problem. That is a problem that Luke Fickell needs to address, and maybe it would help out with some alumni, it sounds like.
And it doesn't seem like Luke Fickell is interested in addressing it. From everything we hear from the organization, is that like he misses alumni dinners, and he does, and he's and nobody knows what it like. Is he just at home playing Sudoku? Like what? Like I don't think he is. I know there was one story that I had heard that like he was going to see his son play a high school game but there was like a huge sponsor alumni dinner going on, and like he was expected to pop by. And he never even popped by.
Yikes.
And it's like, and stuff like that. And it's like, what is going on there? I think to JJ Watt's point, like, I don't think JJ Watt wants to be the Andrew Luck. I don't think he wants to donate $50 million to the university, but I think he's willing to get involved if he sees positive momentum. And
he's willing to invest in sports teams.
Right,
I mean, he's invested in 2 soccer clubs because he sees like what they're doing, the culture that they are developing. And it's like that would be the same thing. You invest now in a university's, fund. You are literally doing the exact same thing.
I have a question for you, Mason.
Okay.
Is there any type of like former football player, not just alumni association, but like fund or foundation that's created at the University of Colorado? Like, do schools, not just Colorado, not just Wisconsin, but like, should that be a thing that major college programs that put players in the pros who end up making millions of dollars and not asking for like crazy amounts, but like enough to build like a nice little cushion or something like that? Now that NIL exists and transfer and all that sort of stuff, like, should there be like a former players fund that like you and Brad Jones and what was the quarterback? What's his name?
Joe Klatt.
Klatt, and like just whoever, like, Cordell
Bakhtiari,
Stewart,
Nate Solder. I mean, two of the highest paid left tackles in football. Yeah.
Like, should that be? And I'm not picking on you because of Colorado.
No,
or Wisconsin,
I like that.
But in general, like should schools have that as a specific focus, because they know that these guys love football. These guys care about their alma mater. These guys bled and sweat for their school, and they love getting together once a year. Like,
I think that's a good way to do it, where it's like, we have the C Club there in Colorado, just like everyone. I'm sure it's the
W Club.
W Club.
There is the W Club.
It's the athletes, like alumni club,
right?
For letter
winners for all sports.
For all sports. And so, like, yes, like if they just created like an investment fund, where it's like you're putting it in, it's going towards the university. They're going to use that money towards scholarships, towards NIL, towards all those things, but you're gonna get a return. It's like a financial advisor, like it's like
and
a
you also get
fund.
a say, and you also get a say in
you
how
get
the
a little
money's
more
used.
input.
Like you get a little input, like maybe not total control, because the general manager of football or the athletic director need to have some leeway that you trust that they're spending the money the right way.
You have like
NIL,
you have a board,
like
set up just like a whole a normal fund, like you do all the time. You have board meetings and you get to have your input, and obviously other people are making the decisions, but at least you have a voice in it. I think that's a great space. Here's another idea, and this goes back to the soccer space, but it's if the NCAA NIL, like what they should do, and this is like transfer fees over in Europe, right? So like if you want to protect players, so if you have, say you sign a college athlete to a 3-year deal, if they want out of that deal, another university could or should have the option to pay a fee to the university where the student athlete is currently at to like sway them away, right? So say you have a quarterback, and it's like, all right, Wisconsin has this quarterback, Ohio State wants them. Ohio State has to pay Wisconsin $5 million just to get the rights for that player to transfer. Like there could be those type, because how are you going to protect these players in these universities from this just ever moving transfer portal, right? Yeah. Like something like that would be a real, like at least a step in a direction where universities at least get a benefit if a good player on their team leaves, right? Mm-hmm. Because now it's like you invest this money, you give somebody NIL dollars, and if they decide to go in the transfer portal, you're not getting anything in return. Like they're just gone, right? So like I feel like if you commit, and it would be for these student athletes, if you commit to go to like the University of Wisconsin, you are there unless somebody else pays your way out, right?
Yeah.
Like I think the universities need to benefit for the student athletes like leaving their school, like just in my opinion.
I wonder, like Mason, did you feel when you left Colorado that you were almost like, I have to give back to that place? Or, I don't want to like get too far into detail, but like it would take a lot for you to almost turn on Colorado, right? And it sounds like JJ Watt, maybe not in full turn, like hoping for the best, but if he is truly not pleased with what's happening at the university right now, like that would take a lot out of a guy to not want to at least help in some way, whether it is financially or go give a speech or whatever. Like that feels like a drastic change that would have to happen. And it seems like that's a theme with the University of Wisconsin, because
that's where they are now.
We are talking about how alumni are not involved with Madison enough right now. And JJ Watt being the poster child of it because he was on Pat McAfee. But, when's the last time you heard Russell Wilson make a comment about this place? Jonathan Taylor, I know they're active players, but Joe Thomas is helping out on like Wednesdays for free with the offensive line. Meanwhile, this guy's made over $100 million in the NFL. Like these are all different avenues this team could explore, this organization could explore. And if they aren't, they're not doing their due diligence. And if they can't, something's a problem too.
Well, I think Mitch's idea is awesome for like a former player like fund where it's separate and different. It's unique.
Matt Bernstein, can you get on this, please?
Because you go and you go and play in the NFL, you go play basketball, you go play professionally. Like you kind of want to be like in a different space, right? And then you set up this fund where then it's also like, okay, because they want to get big dollars from businesses, endowments, things like that, right? They're chasing like some of these major things. So it's like, okay, but you bring your alumni back, you put them in this fund, and then it creates this like buzz, right? Like all these former players, these athletes are wanting to be back involved, but that takes creativity. So from my side, Colorado, and I don't know if that's how Wisconsin, other places, I know other places have really, I don't think they do enough asking also.
Right.
Like I haven't been asked like as much as I feel like they should have asked.
That's interesting, Mason.
Because it's like I want to, I give, but it's like if you ask, like put the pressure on some of these players, right? Some of these former athletes.
Couple comments coming in on the Nicolay. You got them.
You got them. But I just wanted to say the number one reason, if you ask any nonprofit or for-profit or whatever, why people don't give, it's because they're not asked. So it's because they're not asked. That's the number one reason. Those are missed opportunities. Tommy, what do you got for us?
TJ and Wausau, what do ex-players like JJ get out of donating millions to a college program? Investing in other sports teams, I'm sure he is getting a return on his money. Mason Crosby, your thoughts on that?
I'll tell you this much. I'm invested in 5 professional soccer clubs, and I have not seen a penny in return on investment yet. So I don't think that is always a lucrative deal. I don't know how his deal's set up. Mine is more of a growth profile where it's like I don't want anything coming back from it right now. I want to grow these teams and then see if we can't sell a club someday or do something like that. So I don't know what it's set up, but I have a feeling these funds for these colleges are like an investment portfolio, like an investment fund, right? Like you put in $100,000, like they're going to give you a return on your investment because they are investing all of that money. They're only giving a certain number away, and then they're going to probably be giving their investors a return.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way I can imagine that like they can get people to donate to give into those funds.
Two more quick
hold on.
ones.
Let's get to break and then let's get them.
We can dive back into it.
Yep. We'll dive right back in. And then of course, Aaron Nagler at 1:00 from Cheesehead TV. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder, rocking it on a Thursday. Mason, how'd you shoot yesterday?
Threw up a nice 75.
Nice.
So, yeah, game is in order.
We meant to ask that at the beginning of the show to decide whether to allow you on the show or not. But
I knew I had to qualify to come on today.
Exactly. All right, let's get back into this. J.J. Watt, University of Wisconsin. I know we have some more feedback on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Tommy, what do you got for us?
A couple more. First of all, someone from the 262 bringing up, remember Braylon Allen had some weird tweets too. You remember that saga going on there, Mitch, where
With
he
Michigan?
No, Braylon Allen,
Braylon
the running
Allen,
back,
Wisconsin. Right.
Yeah, saying basically like, one day I'm gonna let you all know what was going on, but today is not the day, right? And that was
I do remember that. That's right.
That was really weird. Another one saying, I think the comment as saying I was a walk-on pretty much says it all during this as well. Those are some more to talk about. Should NIL deals for NCAA athletes be equal across the board for Title IX rules as well, also coming in through there?
No, the answer is no, because the revenue's not the same.
Yeah.
As a big Title IX defender, no, they should not be the same because it's not even bananas and plantains. It's apples and oranges.
Yeah. So again, just more comments coming in on some college athletes and college athletics coming in there. But obviously a problem right now going on at UW-Madison.
And is this, Mason, could this be the final, is this one of the final nails in the coffin? J.J. Watt nationally just ripping Luke Fickell.
Yeah, just subtly saying
this
like without saying anything, he said a lot, right?
Yes,
and how you kind of you teed it up and gave that perspective is like I didn't even really see it that way. At first when I first heard the comments, and it's just it just opened my mind. It's like that glass shattering moment where it's like, oh my gosh, like he doesn't even want any part of it. It's like he's gone out there, he's seen how it is. It didn't help, it didn't work, nothing's gonna help. It doesn't matter if he throws money at it. The people in charge are not getting the job done. Right. And then him following up and doubling down with, I was a walk-on. They found me. Yeah. Like maybe it's just like time to move on. Get people that can go get those diamonds in the rough. Find the players that are going to, again, bleed for that university. I think Wisconsin's such a unique animal. You have to have the right type of people that are going to invest their hearts and souls into it, not just go there because, again, you have Miami calling or Wisconsin calling, and like the money's the same. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're not from Wisconsin or what, like you're probably going to go to Miami
or buy into the culture.
Yeah, if you're not fully invested in.
I think that one thing that not a business guy at all, but businesses,
your business ethic, you have ethics. So.
Businesses hate more than anything else is when they can't get more money coming in, right? And if the NCAA is a business now and schools are a business, this is preventing money from coming in. And that, yes, I do think hurts Luke Fickell's job opportunity.
And I think this hurts it twofold. I think J.J. Watt's saying, I don't trust you enough to give you money, and I don't trust you enough to bring in the right kind of people, even if it's walk-ons or other type of people.
Yeah.
I don't trust you at all.
I don't want you spending my money on the wrong type of thing.
Not a glowing endorsement.
Not a good one.
Not at all. In the 1 o'clock hour here on the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, Aaron Nagler, Cheesehead TV, is going to join us. We're going to talk kickers, but we're also going to talk about tight ends and offense and defense, all the Packers things as they get ready for their Monday tilt against the Philadelphia Eagles. Ooh. He's Mason Crosby, Mr. 75. Nicely done, Mace.
Yes, sir.
He's Mr. Tommy, TK Wirtz. What's up, Tommy?
Mr. 275.
No big deal.
Yeah.
And going down. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
Yes, sirs. Yes, ma'ams. Yes, kids in attendance. Are there kids in attendance? I don't know.
No kids here.
No kids here. No kids here. My kids are home. Both are off school today for conferences.
Oh, wow. These kids just don't go to school
anymore. I know.
Kids,
Tommy,
on a Thursday?
Tommy,
what's happening?
You have no idea how old I've become working with you guys over the last year.
No, these rants existed in you, regardless of us.
I play Sudoku and I yell that kids don't go to school. That is what I'm on
in the middle of class.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Mason Crosby. He is Tommy Wirtz. We've been talking to some JJ Watt. Keep those opinions coming in on the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line, 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. JJ Watt didn't say much, but you have the ability to type in as much as you'd like right there on the text line. We're going to switch gears and return back to the Packers, where we opened the show. Joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, one call. That's all. He is, dare I say, Mr. Cheesehead TV? He might not think of himself that way. He is one of our favorite podcasters, broadcasters, and Packers beings on earth. He is Aaron Nagler. What's up, Nags?
What an intro. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for having me. Really happy to be on the show.
I won't tell you how I introed Andy Herman when I had him on yesterday, and I said, our favorite podcaster. Okay, maybe second favorite to Aaron.
No, Andy.
I just want to create. I want the drama.
You're just trying to make friction on the beat. I get it. I see what you're doing.
Yeah. The Mason Crosby Show's here for chaos. That's what we're all about. So, I appreciate you jumping on. And you look like you're broadcasting. I mean, we're ready to roll. We're ready to go.
Let's do it.
We need to dive into this Packers team. What's going on? How's this week feeling, looking? Post with Tucker Kraft's injury, the new guys stepping up at the tight end room. What are you seeing up there in Green Bay?
Well, I'm thinking this team is going to rebound in a big way and surprise a lot of people. Man, you look around the internet and the fans. I don't understand how it's like the highest of highs one week and then. Like legit 6 days later, everyone's got to get fired and this team is terrible and they're never going to do anything. I understand being disappointed, right? I understand they did not play up to expectation against the Panthers, but the wild swings because of the outcomes of these games, man, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe I've just seen so many seasons come and go where, man, what is happening on November 2nd means very little. What is happening late December into January means a whole hell of a lot. And this is a team that hasn't come close to putting together a complete game. Even those first 2 weeks where everybody was very excited, they were two dominant performances, no doubt about it. But you still had plenty of things you could work on coming off of those games. So it was disappointing last Sunday, no question about it. But I do think this team is going to look very different on Monday night, no question.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. The two games they lost were by a field goal. Right. Each one of those. Then the tie was a 40-point barn burner into overtime. So this team has they're going to play to the final whistle. I mean, they're going the distance the whole time. Do you think that the betting space, the gambling world, fantasy football, all of that plays into the wildness of a week to week, big reactions to everything?
Absolutely. I think that's part of it. I think part of it is just the internet. The way we do now kind of follow. Mason, you remember when you started playing, were there whole headlines about workouts on a Tuesday? Some random dudes on
Twitter
the street?
Wasn't even a thing until
exactly.
a couple years into the league.
But now somebody comes in on a Tuesday for just their general kind of, making sure they got their emergency lists up to date. They just maybe have a question about a guy they liked in the draft process, etc. And there are literally hundreds of tweets, blogs, whatever, about just the most mundane operations of the football team. So, and that's just to underline the obsessiveness, right? And I don't begrudge it. I understand it. Hell, that's the whole reason Cheesehead TV exists, right? But to your point, yeah, if you're looking at a 13.5-point spread going into that Panthers game, and the Packers are having major problems scoring and let alone, stopping the Panthers, you've spent all week talking about how it's going to be a blowout and they're big favorites, etc. You couple that with the, again, obsessive nature of every single moment of every single day, every single update. I get how people's kind of perceptions or expectations maybe do get a little out of whack. It is the NFL. It is very, very hard to win in the NFL. And just because you drop one, that's very disappointing, no question about it, doesn't mean suddenly you have no talent. You're a bad team. Matt's a terrible coach, all of that nonsense.
Yeah, it is a knee-jerk reaction league, but that's what makes it, I think, that's why it's the most popular league in the world right now. Doubt. I mean, it's growing everywhere because you can just literally lean week in, week out. There's going to be drama at every turn, and so it makes it exciting. And so the drama this week is going to be Tucker Kraft gets an ACL injury. Who's going to step up? Is Luke Musgraves ready? Are they going to do it by committee? What do you think, just specifically on that injury, like what this offense is going to look like against the Eagles?
It's interesting because, Matt obviously was asked about it today. And, he said, I think appropriately, like no one person is going to step in and kind of pick up that slack. There's no doubt that it will have to be a group effort. There'll be lots of different position groups contributing to the production that Tucker gave them. I am interested, though, because of the fact, they brought up a tight end from the practice squad. They've got Fitzpatrick there already. There's a chance here that they maybe surprise the Eagles and maybe some other teams with maybe they start playing around with some more kind of heavy formations, going heavy personnel, because they've been doing a lot of this kind of horizontal wide receiver screen stuff that I know the fans are sick of it. I understand kind of the thinking behind it as far as, okay, if your box is stacked and you've got numbers to your advantage on the outside, you want to get it out there. But if you go back to, say, even week 2, Matt did a really nice job against the Commanders of utilizing multiple tight ends to get the opposing defense into kind of a heavy personnel look and then took advantage of it down the field. And I think with Musgrave's ability, his speed, his athleticism, I think you could see some of that. And anybody who was out there this summer can tell you Musgrave had a really good training camp. And he just hasn't had that many opportunities because Tucker has been the starter. And obviously you don't want to take Tucker off the field. But now that you're going to be forced to play Musgrave, I think utilizing him, a little bit more vertically, I think that's on the table. And I think that might surprise some folks.
Awesome. We got Aaron Nagler of Cheesehead TV joining the Mason Crosby show, talking about Packers versus Eagles and all things up there in Green Bay. I got it, obviously played up there for a long time. We got to talk about this kicker situation.
I'm so glad. Mason, yeah. I got to tell you.
You love talking about kickers.
I've been sitting here waiting to talk to you about it because,
all
Mason,
bring it.
My co-host, very famously in the Cheesehead TV world, went completely insane way back when you had your kind of struggles back in the day, specifically the Detroit game, right? No. And then he had to make
not that far back, man.
An apology video. He had to make an apology video to you because you obviously, rebounded. And that is kind of the best part of the NFL, right? Is this ability to redeem yourself, to get back at it, etc. But man, you know more about this than me, but I am completely mystified when you have the head coach up at the podium after a game saying that the kicker is, quote, battling through something.
Yeah.
Why is that allowed? I don't understand. And today at practice, they're saying both of these guys are going to kick. I don't get why McManus just isn't on IR. Let him get right. This is
Aaron,
Mason. You know more than me. So
we started the show off with that. Man? And I felt the same way. I mean, he missed 2 games. Had they just put him on IR, you have another kicker on active roster, which is like unheard of.
Crazy talk, right?
Yeah, in any NFL world. So yes, like in Haversick, if Haversick had come in and not done great,
right.
I get having your guy that you paid battle through, a little minor thing. But if it was enough to keep you out of games, 2 games, mind you, not just 1 game, 2 games, he would be coming back after this Eagles game. Just to have him on that 4-week IR let him, get fully healthy and then be great down the stretch. And then, I really like Haversick, but it's like once he's served his time, and you let him go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like it blows my mind. And I'm a huge proponent of not letting operation get fiddled with, right? So like if Haversick is kicking with Orzik and Waylon, like they might like it a different way, right? Timing's different. The ball leans there. There are little nuances. I mean, you see quarterbacks with a new center. If they go under center, sometimes it doesn't work out perfectly, right? Yep. And that's just a snap right into his hands. So I think all of those things are things to consider. And I don't like the feel of it for sure up there right now.
Yeah, and it's wild because you mentioned, look, they've been in every game, right? They're all close games, even the games they've lost, but they've lost in games where they've missed kicks.
They've missed a kick.
That would have won the game for them. Y'all would
have been yelling for my job had I anytime I missed a kick in the first quarter when I was playing up there, and it's like, oh my gosh, get him out of here. It's like my first miss of the season. It's like, well, we lost by 3. Get him out. He's done.
Well, that's a good question, Mason, because we kind of somewhat joked about this on the show last night, but can you imagine if first quarter, let's say, or even at any point in this game on Monday night, McManus gets out there and misses a kick? Lambeau is not going to be fun, man. It is tough. There's already insane pressure on these guys, right? You know this, but now you've just added to it. That's all they've done. I don't understand anything when it comes to how they've handled the kicker situation.
Yeah, they're kind of setting themselves up for a little bit of failure in that situation. I know McManus mentally, like he's tough. He's a vet. He can handle all of that noise, but it does just kind of set you up for a bad situation, especially at home, like you're saying. Like,
yes,
if it doesn't go well on Monday nights,
the frustration will be palpable.
You're just in a really tough situation. So
no doubt.
All right, that's enough kicker talk. I feel good about it.
Now that
at least we're on the same page, man. Because like I said, you've forgotten more than I'll ever know, and I've just been completely mystified.
Aaron, I'm just looking for a way to get the ball into Matthew Golden's hands because I think Matthew Golden could do amazing things. I just need to find a way to get the ball into his hands.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron, we hear that every press conference.
Right?
It's like, hey, we need to find a way to get the ball in these guys' hands. Aaron, has anyone other than Tucker Kraft impressed you on this Packers offense that once the ball's in their hands, you never know what's going to happen?
Well, it's never going to be as kind of dynamic as Tucker at that position at tight end because he does do such a great job both after the catch and running through contact, right? Because lots of times you've got this stuff kind of in the flat or, there's guys on him, but he just breaks their tackle and off he goes. I don't think there's another player like that on the roster, but I will say, man, and I know he didn't practice today, which is unfortunate, but Savion Williams has shown, fumble on Sunday aside, that he can make things happen after the catch. Like that is one of the strengths of his game. But man, Thunder, I'm with you on Golden. We all want to see this kid get the ball. We all want to see him be successful, right? It does feel weird though that
stop saying it.
You just, he gets asked these questions. Matt's not asking the questions. Matt is answering questions. And when he continuously isn't involved, and he disappears for long stretches, and I understand he got banged up, had the bummed shoulder at one point in that game. It is weird how he can be involved early, but then does kind of, even when he is healthy, just disappears for long stretches. And something I kind of talked about earlier this week on She Said TV is it does feel like they being the offense is a bit Romeo Doubs centric. And I don't take anything away from Romeo. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he's really good at certain things. You put him on that backside of a 3-by-1 set, he is winning that backside slant every single time. And that's money. That's candy from a baby, right? There are things he does very, very well, but it does seem like they lean. I mean, he was out targeting pretty much every wide receiver for the last month, game in and game out. And you've got all these other guys who are very talented, including this first round rookie who you took in the first round, a wide receiver for the first time since the early 2000s. There are plenty of opportunities there as far as his athleticism, his ability to go get the ball. And we've seen just the slightest glimpses of it. Just feels like they got to start having a part of the playbook, right? Just a little sliver of a section that has Golden as your primary target and start calling some of those plays.
Yeah, I mean it's Jordan Love trying to get his good buddy Romeo paid is what's happening. It's like, and that is a thing.
I'm glad you said it, man. I'm glad you said it because I'm on the outside looking in. I never know, but it does feel like that. It's
how it works. It's like, okay, I trust this guy. The plays that are being drawn up. It's like if he's open, I'm going to find it. Or if it's like an early option, I'm going to do it. I think Jordan Love with this too, and I've watched some pass clips, like whenever he's throwing good passes, is just get him in some more timing situations where it's just like, just take the shotgun, 2-step drop, release the ball,
get it out.
Like have good route concepts where it's like he's throwing it regardless of what he sees and all of that. Because I think that's the only issue that Jordan's had this season is like maybe bad route trees, and he extends it a little bit and then just like throws up a Hail Mary, right? Or some sort of like weird pass.
Yeah.
But whenever Jordan's on time and
the
gets
rhythm
going,
pass,
I mean, this is even Aaron Rodgers talked about that. He was just like, give me 2 or 3 timing throws to start a game, and then I'm going to cook this team all day long.
Look no further than 2 weeks ago when he's in Pittsburgh and he's hitting 20 in a row. And almost all of them, not every single one, but most of those are catch it, couple step drop, boom, it's out of his hands.
Yeah, exactly. Even the incompletion to Tucker Kraft was that attempt, right? He tried to just time it, and it just it just came out weird. But I think that's how this offense operates best, is just run some routes, like set some things up where it's like intermediate throws, some throws that like, it's just like, these are throws that you need to make early so you feel really confident throughout the rest of the game.
I'm totally with you. And the fact that we've seen it happen again and again and again when he does get kind of on a heater, right? Like he does kind of start to get into rhythm. He feels like a bit of a streaky thrower, right?
Yeah.
And then when he gets that rhythm, it's like he can't be stopped until there's a false start or there's a hold or there's something that drives him back, right? And then now all of a sudden it's 2nd and 20, and now you're trying to work uphill kind of thing. But man, when they've been able to stay ahead of the sticks, and I know people are beyond frustrated with the running game not being able to get on track, but I understand why Matt, sticks with it, because that actually aids your quarterback as far as, okay, you do only need 7 yards instead of 12 or 15. Well, okay, you can chip away. You can play kind of a short rhythm passing game. And I do think that plays to Jordan's strengths. But man, it also feels like there should be opportunities if teams are going to play them the way we saw the Panthers play them. And Philadelphia is probably going to play them with these 2 deep high safeties, just allowing everything to happen in front of them and then rally and tackle, trigger quick, etc. Man, there should be opportunities in the middle of the field in some of these deep digs and some of these kind of deep in cuts. And it's weird because we see them take that when they have to. And it's like 3rd and 18, flick of the wrist. Now it's 1st and 10 because Jordan hit Dobbs on a deep end. But they never seem to attack with that. It's always because they're back against the wall. Now they got to convert on 3rd or 4th or whatever, instead of maybe, trying a little bit of that on early downs and get, just a little bit off kilter from this team, this defense, these defenses that they're going to face week in and week out. I mean, 90% of the snaps against the Panthers were in too high shell. Like at some point, I get you. The idea is you want to run them out of that, but the Packers can't run the ball. So what do you do? That's a great
segue, Aaron, because we were going to ask you about the run game. Josh Jacobs problem or an O-line problem?
Oh, O-line problem, 1 billion %.
O-line problem.
100%. And I don't know about you guys, but I see every game when Josh is, having trouble getting something going, and it's, Jacobs is maybe not. Well, some people even say washed, or he's like, clearly not what he was last year. Blah blah blah. Man, this guy makes more stuff happen behind or at the line of scrimmage than any back I've ever seen. Like plays that should be no gain, negative gain, and he turns them into positive yardage. He's incredible. And the frustrating part is there are certainly plays throughout the game each and every week where the offensive line actually does its job. Look no further. There was a play, I think second half, where Jacobs rips off like a 12, 14-yard run that's blocked beautifully, gorgeous up front. The problem is that never happens with any kind of consistency. Someone's always messing up. Someone's getting off a block. Someone's getting beat off the snap. And Josh is just trying to make something happen because there's nothing available. So, yeah, to me, the run game is 1 billion% offensive line driven, no doubt.
Well, what do you think? I mean, are they just like sticking their head in the mud with like not moving Elton Jenkins back to guard?
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like in my mind, like center is such an important position.
Yep.
But Elton Jenkins is one of the best guards in football. Like, you are just like not utilizing a real strength and weapon on your offensive line, putting him in the center of that offensive line. Like in my opinion, watching the game for a long time. I mean,
it's hard, right? Because there are a lot of levels to that. Because if you move him to left guard, then what are you doing with Aaron Banks, who's only played left guard, right? Yeah. Aaron Banks, who you handed the bag to this offseason. Now, you can argue about whether that was a wise decision or not, but that decision's been made, and now he's on your football team. And actually, in the last, 2 or 3 games, he's played much better, played well even. So now, I agree with you. I think Elton has been miscast at center, and I think it's been rough to watch. And the idea, theoretically, was great, but it certainly has not played out the way they want. Now, maybe you do move him, then who's your center? Are we putting Sean Ryan there? He's your backup, essentially. He's the one who ran with the twos all summer, right? I don't know if that's that much of an upgrade at center. Like, I like Sean as a player, but it's not like he's covered himself with in glory at any position this year so far. But, Elton, for whatever they thought coming out of college, I know Brian Gutekunst has said in the past that he really liked him at center when he was coming out, but he's played a lot of ball at guard at this point for you, and that's pretty clearly his best position. But if you move him, again, what do you do with Banks? Are you putting Jenkins at right guard?
I just think of how they ran the ball last year, and it's like, you move on from Josh Myers, who, it's like, was he that bad that you weren't willing to pay him $3 million a year?
We were the only pro Josh Myers show in the state. I mean, seriously, we were all in on just bring him back. Who cares?
Yeah.
The team. The best part about their
at that number, I would have brought him back in a heartbeat.
He might stink, but the line played well,
right? Yeah, and that was the thing that Charlie always brings up on WSD is like the consistency last year, Aaron, where it was everyone was playing every game at the same position was one of the biggest strengths this team had.
It was.
And I always have respect for someone that pukes on the field and keeps playing.
Literally,
that for me is always
the snap of the ball.
Spot. Yeah, exactly.
But you have to now. That was something we talked about this offseason. You can't count on that, right? Consistency, 5 guys lining up each and every week all year long. That does not happen. The Packers got really lucky in that regard last year, and then it bit them right in the playoffs when Elton goes down. But to that point, they did play better as a cohesive unit down the stretch last year. And that's what I think maybe some people are forgetting, because I get it's been frustrating, but it's not like they were gangbusters out of the gate last year on the ground. I do think weather starts turning, slower fields. This group in particular, I think, will play better here in the second half of the season in the run game. But yeah, it's a quandary at the moment because they do need to play better. There's no doubt about it, especially, and not even just in the run game, just overall. Everyone's talking about the 4th and 8 and Jordan Love, and that was a crazy play and blah, blah, blah. But no one talks about the fact that Jordan had no time at all to even run the play that was called because they got beat up front instantly. That's pass protection. That's like the rudimentary stuff that makes your offense go. If they can't do that on a consistent basis, they're not going anywhere. So that, to me, every issue on offense can be solved by the offensive line playing better, point blank.
Well, the Eagles right away are going to test those A gaps just like the Carolina Panthers did, where it's just like they're gonna mug and do some different things, make Elton Jenkins and those that front 5 make calls and identify who they're going to. And they're going to test that right away.
One thing,
that's just how this league works.
One thing is coming. And I'm fascinated to see, because last year this happened in Detroit when they played the game in Detroit. They got taken to the woodshed up front. And a lot of times it was because Jordan was taking the play clock down to 1 second, right? And they could just tee off. You saw that again against Carolina. He's making adjustments, and they did a great job of kind of holding their shell. And then 1 second, they're firing, they're triggering because they know you got to snap the ball.
Yeah.
So I suspect on Monday night, you'll see kind of the same thing the Packers did last year in Seattle early in the game. You're going to see a lot of tempo. You're going to see in and out of the huddle. You're going to see them get up to the line of scrimmage, snap the ball, because they lived in 1 or 2 seconds on the play clock last week, and it absolutely killed them.
Yep. Oh man, I'm glad you said that, because I would love to see that. Like I would love to see them get some tempo.
They have to, because teams can just tee off, and it's been to your point. Elton Jenkins has really been put in some tough positions because of it.
For sure. All right, fellas, y'all got anything else?
Tommy, you got anything?
No, I think we got it. I think we covered it all. Aaron's great.
I mean, we covered it all. We solved all the problems. We're done.
That's right.
I think we did. Yeah.
We could keep going for hours, but
I love it.
But Aaron's
I love
got a
it.
life. So.
Hopefully next time he's on, they only have one kicker on the team.
Yes.
That's the plan.
From your mouth to God's ear.
It's either going to be that, or we're going to spend the entire time talking about kickers.
Or we're going to have more kickers than tight ends on the roster.
Well, I mean, one thing before I do let you go, because I did want, they brought in Asante Samuel Jr. for
today
a visit.
Yep.
They probably would have to let a kicker go to bring him in. Like, is
that
God forbid they're trying to weigh? Yeah, is that what they're weighing on? Like,
no, he's on a very specific kind of whirlwind free agent tour right now. Most of this is just about teams getting information medically, right? There's no way you're signing this guy without getting him in your building and getting a look at him, right? So I suspect he'll leave today and he'll go visit all the other teams he's going to visit. I'd be very surprised if the Packers made that signing, but hell, I never thought they'd trade for Micah Parsons. So here we go.
That's fair. Good point. Aaron Nagler, Cheesehead TV. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we will definitely catch up soon.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
Appreciate
Aaron Nagler at Aaron Nagler, Cheesehead TV, all over the socials as well. Joined us on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. We will make our weekly picks. Mason, is somebody doing some yard work outside?
Gosh, can you hear that? I just heard that.
That is like blasting through my headphones.
I totally thought it was Aaron, and then it was like, oh, it didn't go away once you left.
My apologies. Clearly, I don't do my yard work.
You got to keep
that answered the question.
You got to keep the estate looking tip-top.
Exactly.
He's actually mowing the yacht out right
sorry,
now.
I'm blowing leaves up here. And
oh, that'd be amazing. If you were doing the show outside on the patio.
I'm just outside. It's so nice out here, yeah.
He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Our picks next. We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We're in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sports Book. And speaking of the Potawatomi Sports Book,
it's time for the boys' weekly picks. Hear who they think will win the big games this weekend. Just don't trust them. It's weekly picks with Mason Crosby, Mitch Nellis, and Tommy Wirtz.
Just don't trust Mason is what she meant to say.
Oh, that was a low blow. Oh, he that was JJ Watt stone face Crosby right there.
You mad, bro? You mad, bro?
Hey.
Silence is golden.
Look,
I was just trying to avoid the the blowers outside. We don't even have trees in the front yard. I don't know what the guy's blowing. Like, what's going on out here?
Well, he mowed, but then he's got to blow the grass off.
Yeah, we don't need it. We don't want that on the pass.
No, you can't.
I didn't like that comment though, Mitch. I'll put that one just in the brain bank, I'll save something for you later.
Yeah, I'm right here. You want some? Come get some.
Every trap week always has bounce back week right after.
Yeah.
You know?
Just like going to be the Packers versus Eagles. I'm bouncing back.
Every single one. Our updated standings.
Wait,
here.
except let me just remind you, I had all of my family make my picks.
Oh, did you do that?
Oh, that's
yes,
right.
I did.
I love it.
Felicity this morning was just like I had to help her a little bit because she did have the New York Giants. Like she was like, I think I want the Giants to win. I was like, they're not going to win that game. Felicity, please don't.
I kind of want to pick the Giants. Just because of that. This week, we got 6 games. We are going to start with Baltimore at Minnesota. 4.5-point favorites are the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson returning last week. The Vikings coming off a massive win in Detroit in which they were 9-point underdogs and then win outright. So that will lead me to believe that I will take Baltimore this week.
A lot of purple.
This is the Mitch Nellis Bowl, if you will.
It's my favorite color.
The Mitch Nellis Bowl.
So are you taking Baltimore officially, Tommy?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
This is the Elizabeth Crosby pick of the week. And she is taking the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
And she, she's a loyalist, so she was like, I hate the Vikings.
Yeah, as she should be. Oh,
you love JJ McCarthy.
I do. You're right. I'm taking the Vikings.
Goodness, why do you love Michigan so much?
I love Michigan. I love the Vikings. Man, anytime I would wear purple, Gilbert Brown would threaten to fight me. We could have nothing to do with the Vikings. But if I was wearing the color purple and Gilbert Brown saw me, because we did a bunch of charity events together and some radio shows together, he would be like,
he was coming at you.
He's like, I'm going to knock you out right now. Like he was not having it. I think he got cut by the Vikings and he hated Kansas State because he went to Kansas. So he hated purple on many levels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, all right, I'm taking the
at least
Vikings.
You think it was just the color purple.
Not my ugly face.
Right. All right. So then we will go. Let's go to Felicity's game. Then why not? And we'll talk about Bears and Giants. That one, the Bears are 4.5-point favorites at home in Chicago. Mason Crosby, did Felicity you bullied her out of her pick? It sounds like.
I love it.
No, I gave her more perspective, and like I didn't tell. I kind of told her about the game, and she was just like, all right, I'll pick the Bears. So she picked the Bears.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Just the Bears.
Asterisks on that pick, but we will write it down.
You think I swayed her?
Relax.
I'm gonna also take the Bears. I do think that Jackson Dart is fun and exciting, though. So I'm taking the Bears because I've been terrible as of late on my picks, and it would be awesome to see the Giants beat the Bears. But I am taking Bears to cover 4.5.
I'm also taking the Bears. Yeah. It's clean sweep. Bears should. The way they've been playing, what are they, like second or third in the league in points scored? They're scoring a lot of points right now.
I like that.
And Giants run defense is horrible. They're going to be able to just run the ball and not have to let Caleb Williams do anything.
If Cam Scatterbo was playing in this game, I would take the Giants. I would say that, but his leg is messed up.
His
not going to
ankle's
happen.
in another state.
Yeah.
They took it off. They got to put it back on.
This one is an interesting line in the division, I think. It's Lions 8-point favorites at the Commanders. As you know, speaking of limbs in other states, Jaden Daniels is going to be out for the rest of the year. It sounds like, at least indefinitely. And it may, is Marcus Mariota starting and they're like within 8 still? I don't love that line. and I think it looks almost too easy for picking the Lions, but that's where I'm going on this one too.
Okay.
I know. I want to go a little rogue, but I mean, Lions, just like the Packers, need to bounce back. I mean, what a better team than Commanders, who their coach is a mess because he feels so bad that he left Jaden Daniels in the game when they were getting crushed, right?
Yep,
It's just like there's so many things. So I got to take the Lions in this one.
Got to take the Lions.
Mitch Nellis also rocking with the Lions. Of course, the Wisconsin Badgers. Mason Crosby, have you seen? I did send this line. Never mind, I won't. 11
Did
and
it change? Is it still at 11.5?
11.5 Washington favorites going to Camp Randall this weekend. Mitch Nellis, do you want to lead us off on this one?
I'm taking the Badgers. I think they cover. I don't think they win, but I think they cover. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mason, you still have to use the Badgers so 6 more times.
Right. Here's my question, though. Can I, for my personal pick, can I then take Washington just to hedge my bet?
No.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
So, like,
Absolutely not. Never thought about that as an option.
Right?
That is the
That's like my Yannick Sinner pick. Yes.
That is such a
I will win one side.
Gosh,
I love that.
That's
unreal.
Unreal.
Gambling's so stupid.
Mitch Nellis is rocking with the Badgers.
Yes.
Mason Crosby, what do you say?
Man, I'm like, it's wild you did that because I thought I might be the only one, but I'm taking Badgers to cover.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, I think after a bye week, after that Oregon game, I mean, they're feeling good. They might only lose by 7 in this game.
No, that was game of the year for them. They are totally dead. It's over. Washington. Damon Williams is pretty good. They have a quarterback who's very good in Washington right now, and I'm going to stick to my take that I had after game 1 on the year that they're not going to win a conference game. So I got to rock with it.
Nice.
And maybe they cover 10, but I don't see it.
I'm not picking them to win, bro.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Okay.
I don't got it. Reminder, all betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and our 6th pick before the Packers, 5th pick before our 6th pick, the Packers. You can go wherever you would like to go. Anyone have a lean on where they would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Mitch. LSU doesn't have a head coach, and they're going to Alabama. Alabama's favored by 9.5, according to the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I am taking the Alabama Crimson Tide at home. I think this is going to be an absolute bludgeoning. I think LSU has given up on the season. I think Alabama smells a top 4 seed, and so I'm taking Bama against LSU.
All right, Mr. Crosby.
Sorry, I turned down my mic just so you didn't have to hear all that nonsense in the background.
Mason, it's just life. We like listening to life.
Yeah,
life happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna roll with the team that trapped the Packers last Sunday as they were playing the lowly Saints. I am taking Carolina Panthers to cover the. Is it minus? Are they minus 5.5? What is the
5.5? Yep. 5.5.
Minus 5.5 over the Saints in Carolina.
The Aints.
Yeah. So. Taking those Panthers. They're my new team now. I'm folling the Panthers.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Team.
If they win this game, Mason, they're 6-4.
They're not bad.
They'd just be behind Tampa in that division.
Yeah.
Wow.
I am going to go back to the college ranks here, and the number 2 team in the country and the pound for pound number 2, not a doubt, Indiana Hoosiers right now. Only 14.5. It's a big number. I get it, but Penn State stinks and they're not good. And they also lost their head coach in the middle of the season, Mitch Nellis, kind of with your trend as well here. And they, I believe, they were 21-point dogs against Ohio State last week.
Cover.
And they did not cover. And I don't think Indiana is really that far off of Ohio State. I think they are really the only team that has a chance to beat Ohio State in a football game this year. So I'm rocking with the Indiana Hoosiers, 14.5 over the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Crazy. Okay.
Nice.
And that brings us to Green Bay, who are 2.5-point favorites, heading back to Lambeau as the Philadelphia Eagles will come into town on Monday night.
All right. I'm going to go first because I am going to take the Eagles to cover.
Whoa. Okay.
But my score is 24-23 Packers.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's a That's called playing the betting line. Still picking your team to win, but
yeah, we got a little Jeopardy James on our show.
I'm
here.
learning. I'm just learning. It took me a year, but I'm figuring this thing out.
Mitch Nellis, do you have a pick?
I do. I think. Oh man. I 27-26 Philly. 27-26 Philly. I hate it.
You hate it?
I hate that score. I hate that result.
So you're picking the Eagles and you're picking them to win.
Yeah. I hate it.
I'm going to take the Eagles to win this one 27-17.
Ooh, 27-17.
Yeah, I think the Eagles win this
So
one.
we're all taking the Eagles to cover.
So if the Packers win, then I get this one.
Yeah.
Y'all will actually lose.
Yeah, no.
Well,
that's
you
not,
get a moral victory. Yes,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
No,
moral
it's a
victory.
tiebreaker. We all pick the same team, and then if I pick the Packers,
Did
and they
you
win,
pick this one, or did one of your family members pick? Did you pick the
the Mason
Packers
pick?
game, and then everyone else which one did Molly have in this one? Molly was supposed to have a pick here.
This was Molly's.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, recapping our picks here. In the Purple Bowl, Mitch has the Vikings, while me and Mason have the Ravens. Everyone's rocking with the Lions with a Jaden Daniels-less Commanders team. Same with the Bears. No one has faith in Jackson Dart. Somehow, some faith in to cover the spread in the Badger game with Mason and Mitch, not with Tommy. Panthers, Bama, Hoosiers, all looking to see them cover their spreads this week. And no one picking the Packers to cover 2.5.
Man, that feels a little dirty, but
I know.
Yeah. I'm going to take a shower after the show. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of our Green Bay Packers, who we still love and are cheering for Monday, regardless of what our picks.
Just a reminder, I'm the only one that thinks they can actually win. And these two other, guys.
I
was gonna throw some names out there, but I just
turkey. Yeah. Okay.
Knuckleheads.
Right. Nincompoop. Yeah, I got words.
Mason's extra points are next. This is the Mason Crosby Show.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Oh, all right, fellas. Good Thursday. We're just coming off a human Wednesday where I got to play a little golf. Weather's pretty nice. It's cooling off here in Tennessee over the weekend, but enjoying it while it lasts. Might even light up the fire this weekend.
Get her done.
I got my Christmas tree down there still. Is that from last year? Yeah, I think it's still on the pit. I gotta light that thing up. So
yeah, you got to get rid of that before Thanksgiving at least.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and I gotta probably bring it down because if I light that whole thing up now, I might catch all the trees on fire.
Let's not do that.
Do want to send condolences to the Marshawn Nealand family and I read the story of that. Like it was in a chase and then they found him from a gunshot, like self-inflicted gunshot wound. Yeah. Gosh, man, that's awful. I don't I hate that. I hate the tragic loss of life and someone taking their life in any capacity and someone so young. So
if you're having if there's mental health issues going on, it's okay to ask for help. Just say that over and over. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to get help. It's okay to be not okay.
For sure. No, that weighed heavy. Just seeing that this morning. So I just was thinking about that. What a sad time. But what do we got going tonight? We got NFL football.
Raiders,
I guess we can
Broncos.
watch that. I do want to ask that question. I've been thinking about this. Who's to blame in your mind? Is it Disney or is it YouTube TV? With the shutout,
it starts.
Who we blaming?
It starts with Disney, but YouTube TV, be better, right? I think that no one's ever going to be like, oh, Disney's being unreasonable, very reasonable in these negotiations.
No.
That's never the case.
ESPN's always wrong,
right? But
another funny JJ Watt comment was he was like, I think he has YouTube TV and he's on ESPN doing this the Pat McAfee show and he's like, I can't watch ESPN football stuff.
I love it. How about McAfee ripping on Mike Greenberg and all the rest of the ESPN personalities for doing they're all over TikTok. Hey, if you're missing ESPN, here's who to email and here's who to call. And McAfee's like, shut up, you millionaires. You don't give a crap.
Right.
You're just full of
Also, ESPN Bet. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah. Sounds like that was a great idea. No.
Didn't work out.
Not
at
DraftKings now moving over to them after Penn 8 years pulling out early.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Not good.
That hurts.
All right. Hey, let's have a Friday tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, big day. I like my picks this week. I feel really good about them. So
I feel good about your picks too, mostly because they're mostly the same.
I know, exactly.
He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
All right, take care.
I was